Mr. Worldwide, Agent A, reporting live from Cape Canaveral, MK, Big Sack, let's ride. Back in time.
What is up there, everybody, here on the universe of the BluTubers channel? This is your BluTuber, 22 Tiger Dude, and I am here with BluTuber Film Fan
0599 here again, and I forgot my device. I'm supposed to make you forget this. I forgot my device.
Oh, shame.
Shame.
And then we have our guest, Caden, aka Auburn Wanderer.
Hi.
Beautiful introduction.
Beautiful, sir. Beautiful.
And if you guys can't tell by now, we're going to be doing it on this day for Men in Black 3. Men in Black 3, it released in theaters on May 25th, 2012. That is insane to even think about because it felt like yesterday when I saw it in theaters. And yeah, it turns 5 years old on May 25th, 2017. With Men in Black 3, I really had a lot of fun with this one. I know there's people that didn't really care for it, but I know there's a lot that do care for this. It's a movie I personally think is just a ton of fun, and it brought back the magic of the Men in Black series, especially since I personally didn't think 2 was the best. I didn't necessarily hate 2, I just didn't think 2 was the best. So I thought the third one definitely brought the trilogy back on the map, I guess you could say. So I really like the concept of Agent J having to go back in time to save Agent K. And of course you got Josh Brolin playing young Agent K, which I think is just so awesome. And just the adventure that this film takes you, it takes you with some cool action-packed moments along with some very funny moments, a lot of very funny moments, I should say. And like I said, it just brings back what I really liked, most certainly about the first Men in Black movie. And considering that this one came out 10 years after the second film, it was just very cool to be back in this, and if this is really the last Men in Black movie we get, I think it's honestly a very good way to end this trilogy. I honestly would be fine with this just staying a trilogy because I do think this one has a nice send-off, especially where it ended. Like, I really love the ending, especially to this film, and it was just a wonderful experience because I do remember seeing this movie opening night, and that was just terrific.
Unfortunately, I never got to see the movie in theaters, but I did see it around the time it did get released on home video and stuff, like DVD and stuff. And now I do enjoy the original Men in Black a lot. I think that's a really enjoyable movie. And 2, I was not necessarily the biggest fan of. I don't hate the movie, but it's just okay at best. However, with 3, I actually really love 3. I think 3 is honestly my favorite out of all 3 of the movies. It was what I think really what the first movie did, but they expanded upon what they did with the first movie. I mean, you got Will Smith with Agent J going back in time to, save Agent K, who was played by Josh Brolin, who plays young Agent K in this, and that was perfect. I thought really they had really great chemistry with each other. And it felt like you were kind of, watching a young Tommy Lee Jones with Josh Brolin. So he did a really great job there. And also the sidekick that they had along with them during the movie was great too.
The brain one.
Yes, he was quite enjoyable to watch whenever they were with them and stuff. So yeah, also the action sequences were really cool. The humor really worked in this movie to me. I was constantly laughing at times during this film. And yeah, overall, I do think, and like you said, this movie does end the trilogy on a very solid note. It really does, on a very nice and solid note. And it really wraps it up very well, honestly. Like, I honestly would rather this stay as a trilogy because of how it does wrap up. So yeah, overall, I do think Man in Black 3 is by far, to me, my favorite out of all 3 of the movies in this series. So yeah.
Growing up, Men in Black was my favorite movie when I was like 5 or 6. And I remember when I was younger, I didn't like the second one, and I still don't like the second one. I think that it is a big decline from the first one, which was a clever, smart, creative a very confidently made film that's very well produced. That's just so enjoyable to watch. Has such great characters. With the second one, I thought that it was just such a huge decline in quality. Also, humor-wise, I didn't think it was nearly as funny. And I think that the third one was a huge step up. I thought this one was extremely creative. I thought the humor in this film was excellent. I thought that the story was pretty interesting, and though, I mean, like the story in this movie gets very weird at times, which I like.
Yeah.
Because,
Oh yeah.
Yes, me too.
there's something about Men in Black that I like. It's very outrageous and very, I guess, say woody at times. So I think that really shows in this movie. The chemistry between Will Smith and Josh Brolin is actually really good. Before Tommy Lee Jones is in, he's great as well. Overall, I thought also the action sequences are very fun. I remember the 3D being okay, but I mean, overall, this is just such a fun, memorable movie, and I think that overall was a great conclusion to the franchise or the trilogy, whatever they're doing, because I know they are planning on making that 21 or 22 Jump Streets spin-off crossover. So I don't know. We'll see what happens with that. But as a conclusion to this trilogy, I thought that it was fantastic. It was satisfying. It was enjoyable. It was exciting. It was fun. And it was just overall a great time. And the Men in Black 3 is a great movie in my opinion. I still think the first one is the best. It's my favorite, but it does not bring down how great this movie was and a great comeback for the franchise, and leaves it off on a great note.
And yeah, I did forget to actually bring that up. You know, Tommy Lee Jones, obviously he's not in this film as much as he was in the first two films, but for the screen time that he does have, he does do a really good job. And I do think that he does make the most of the screen time that he does share with Will Smith. It was like still really cool to see those two for like when they're together for like the first like 30 minutes of the movie. And then that's when the plot really starts to kick in. And yeah, Josh Brolin, wow, did that guy just do a good Agent K impression. That was very impressive.
Yeah. I remember the pie scene specifically. That was really
Yeah.
that was good.
Oh, my favorite one is, of course, once Will Smith, you know, Agent J, he arrives in the 1960s, and then we see Josh Brolin. He's all like, "K, how do you know my name?"
my favorite scene is still when like he's trying to figure out how to do the time travel thing, and the guy I think he pushes him off, and he's like, ah.
Yeah.
Oh, that was great.
With all these movies, I do like how they do like the creature designs and whatever for like these aliens and stuff.
The effects on the creatures are very, very well done.
Yeah, the Men in Black movies I think have always been really well produced. This one especially shows like, you know, advanced technology back, you know, in the modern decade that we're living in. It really shows.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I agree.
And they incorporate like CGI.
Well, crap.
Yeah, the Men in Black movies have always been really well produced, in my opinion, and this one especially shows because they have advanced technology from the modern decade. You know, the first two did have some limitations to it, technical-wise, and I think having those advantages in this movie really helped come up with some really creative, witty, and just enjoyable sequences, like when Agent J goes, you know, back in time to the 60s, like falling up this Empire State Building. That's a pretty fun sequence to watch.
That was something.
Yeah, Will Smith really is very dynamic in that scene.
So yeah, you guys, that is our on this day for Men in Black 3. I cannot believe it's been 5 years, but man, if this is really how they ended, I would say even specifically Will Smith and Tommy Lee Jones, if this is the last time we see them as these characters, you know, I do think it's a nice way for us to see them at least one last time. So you guys, I want to thank, of course, BluTuber Film Fan and guest Caden or Auburn Wanderer for joining this.
Thank you.
You're welcome, sir.
And be sure you guys, you comment down below and let us know, what did you think about Men in Black 3, and what do you just think about the Men in Black trilogy just in general? So this is 22 Tiger Dude here with BluTuber Film Fan.
Film Fan 0599, and we'll see you out later. Peace.
And guest Auburn.
Thank you for having me join. I had fun talking about Men in Black 3, and hopefully there's some more to come with me on the universe of the BluTubers.
Hell yeah, man. And don't forget that the three of us will always have
Hold on.
Yeah.
Woo!